see the laning setup. The heroes they've got live to win. Should have a damn good time up against Mudgolems. We've seen the way this 3-3 plays that Void Spirit. There's always going to be pressure from him.
LTW has a scary lineup. I just do not want to see Hand of Midas Sven to give Spectre enough time to actually buy the items. So, like, just full aggression, the standard Massive Madness into Echo Saber, possibly a Blink Dagger. Not Blink Dagger, never mind. BKB or Aghanim Scepter. Yeah, and no, I don't think you need it because you already have a break mechanic against Spectre coming out from Viper. So you don't necessarily need to invest so much gold into something that you already have. It's more about the execution.
Oh, we'll get ourselves into a pause straight up. We'll see where they all head. Supreme on the puck. Milan playing that Mirana. 3-3 Void Spirit. Skitter on the Spectre. And Fata playing the Omni Knight. While on the Radiant side, Dream Sven, Immersion Tiny, FN Invoker, Old A, Mr. Afterlife, the Viper, and Seneko playing that Ancient Apparition with a smoke. So it looks like Live to Win want to try and get out across the map, get some information, maybe get a kill with an early 5-man smoke. You know,
top lane should be... Oh, go ahead, Gary. Ask me a question. Ask me something dumb.
I mean, it's always... You don't have to say that. It's always going to be something dumb when I ask you a question, isn't it? Where's Bounty Hunter? Because I was just
for immersion.
No, seriously, that guy was a bloody god on Bounty Hunter, and I've just had this flashback of him killing like 20 couriers a game.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first thing that comes to my mind whenever I see immersion. You know, like back at the Boston Major, it was Ad Finem who ran that hero, and then hero got nerfed. So immersion was like, nah, guys, I'm still gonna play that hero. And like, immersion was known for playing Bounty Hunter and playing the Nyx Assassin when Nyx Assassin was a top tier pick.
And Earth Spirit.
There's a 5-man smoke that you talked about.
Yeah, they want to clash. Spectre's on the high ground. And so Supreme. Dream Smoke breaks. And Mudgolems, yeah, they're slipped away from this. Faltha Skitter both back to the tier 2. Nothing to be gained there by Live to Win. Just a quick little observer ward down. Oh, that's nice. So Radiant side Tiny loves this. He'll try and drag the wave, of course, get his level 2, and then play into that observer ward where he can find maybe an opportunity onto the puck.
I see AA hiding in the trees on the top lane, so they might try to grab a kill. Cold Feet into the toss for a secured stun.
Oh, they see the puck's ward.
Yeah, they do. I think it's much better if they just, you know, play the standard stuff on the top lane where Viper uses Nether Toxin, pushes out the wave, gets level 2, Tiny drags the second creep wave between tier 1 and tier 2 tower, and then you can get a kill with the toss back because Viper's already level 2 as well. Mirana, bottom lane. Dream will TP possibly. Let's see, just got to...
Kills the range creep straight away. And Spectre TPing top. Interesting. So Skitter was bottom lane. It looked like they were trying to figure out where they're heading. Like, what's the reason for that? I thought they were trying to put Spectre against Sven and dodge the Viper lane. But then Skitter TPs into the Viper lane?
Good question. I don't have the answer, Gary. I could try to think of something to lie about stuff.
Bizarre.
But, yeah, but I do not have the answer. I just feel Spectre top should be okay-ish if like she doesn't get tossed back. Like you can see the lanes already being pushed in. Skitter 3 CS. The bottom lane, you know, well, maybe the reason is like they try to see the lanes, like a lot of mind games going on, like where they think Viper's gonna be bottom because they think Mudgolems will put Spectre on the bottom.
And start TPing around.
This is the best thing I can think of right now.
Just a little bit odd. Well, Immersion did drag the wave back, but still going to meet under this dire tier 1 up the top. And Fanta's here to bodyguard that Skitter Spectre. And in that mid lane, FN and Supreme pretty dead even in the CS. Invoker against Puck. Probably, like you said, probably not going to be too much kill threat from either side. It's going to come down to those early rotations. And Dream down bottom. Wave dragged back to his own tier 1. Gets a stun and the cold feet towards 3-3. Resonant pulse there, and he does walk away far enough from the cold feet. Not going to snap on him.
The concept of royalty is rather amusing.
Invoker doesn't care too much about harassment on the mid lane. Every single time you use Orb, you really don't care if you get hit or not, because of the extra regeneration you get from Quas, and you're farming underneath the tower, so it's quite a lot of regen. 13 per
Nice.
second without a tango being used.
He's perfectly fine, isn't he? We'll see what happens if that Mirana does rotate in those. Oh, Stormhammer dodge bottom lane. 3-3 now with the point and dissimilate. Gets away from the grasps of Sven and AA. Fata up at top lane. There really is some weird shit going on with these creep waves, Lacoste.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Look at this, then this. Like all we need is a new lane in the mid where someone's creep skipping. I feel like if Mudgolems had more time, they would definitely end up with getting a different hero on the mid lane.
Instead of the punk?
Yeah. Doesn't seem that good of a puck game. And Supreme suddenly godlike.
Well, if he follows the Thompson build, which it looks like he is, double null urn, get the boots and then the E-blade. We're seeing a bit of a move away from the Yules and the blinks and stuff like that on this puck, thanks to Thompson. Looks like Supreme has slotted.
Thompson is madman. Like he's just building E-blade no matter what he's playing. Oracle, Gyrocopter, Snapfire 2 times.
He's found his niche. He's going to fill it with that E-blade every step of the way. Nice rune invis there, bottled up by Supreme, and returns to lane to keep the pressure on to FN. Down bottom, how's Sven doing? 17-7, 3 threes, 12 and 1, not looking too bad. Everyone just seems to be kind of casually farming. A toss back on the Omni Knight though into the Viper. Immersion.
He's dead.
And old A. They're going to find it at long last. 4.5 minutes in. They're trying to kill Fanta with the avalanche. They'll secure it. High five secures the deal.
That's an earn charge, so it gives you an extra kill potential, and you have an heal. So Tiny moves to the mid lane. They still didn't. Okay, I was about to say they didn't ward this because they saw them placing that ward.
Yeah, long last to get rid of it. They haven't spotted out the one further to the left though, up near the Radiant Triangle. But that's something that could maybe see the Tiny as he rotates around. Well, these two teams seem pretty happy just to casually sit in the lanes, extend the laning stage, and continue farming.
No one is stacking. I don't see any stacks being made. It's not that easy to stack multiple camps with Omni Knight. They have Sven, but also no stacks because everyone's just heavily focusing on the lanes.
Yeah, everyone's playing in and stuck in the lanes. Void Spirit, is that... no, it's not an urn. 3-3 has a bottle coming. There's no runes to grab up, though. It's a bit of a late bottle.
You can't get the urn because your puck is getting urn on the mid lane.
Oh, yeah, you're right, of course.
You buy a second urn, game ruined. Like,
it's over.
No, if you buy a second urn, you need to sell it. There's no value out of it. FN will get the courier. Supreme is level 6. I don't think he can get the kill.
No.
FN just dominating this game. 37-7 face boots already, and he can't get urn because your Viper bought an urn. Like, kind of a shit.
All the urns are on the wrong people, Lacoste. They're not used to this. It's all weird. Remnant onto the Sven with the arrow to follow through. They are catching Dream here. Stormhammer connecting nicely, and the damage from the Starstorm, the double hit with the salve. No, not enough. The vital clicks coming from Milan, but a rotation from FN. Invoker comes in. Nice dodge on that EMP from 3-3 with the Simulate, but he's still in a bit of danger there. Soneko secures the trade in a 1-for-1.
Good rotation from FN, but again, no urn on him. Would actually like if he had it and then you know, because there's so much more
Radiant's
synergy
middle tower is under
on the
attack.
Invoker. And if we look at the
Dire's top tower
last
is under
game,
attack.
I would definitely say that Afterlife did not earn it.
Oh, you're good. You're good, Lacoste. Hey, you got me.
I have to listen carefully when you're casting with me, Gary.
Yeah, you said something the other day and I
Radiant's
completely
middle
missed
tower
it.
is under attack.
Can't remember what the hell it was, but it was
Now we
good.
talked about it privately. What was it? Something with a mech.
Mechnus. It was Magnus with a mech. It was Mechnus. That's what it was.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You idiot. Lift to win are a bit scared bottom lane. Sven and AA both wondering where the Mirana is. What's happening? Where's the puck? Because Supreme has been off map for a good minute and a half. And went to farm jungle, pushed out the mid lane again, not showing under any wards. Ern's coming out soon with the brown boots as well. I would love to see Supreme make a TP play somewhere. Blade mail for Spectre done. As the Haunt comes through into the bottom lane, Seneko about to drop. Skitter gonna get himself on the board. TP from Immersion onto the
Milan is
outpost. And FN's
Magic
gonna come
stick.
bottom as well.
Very far. If you can toss Sven. Okay, he's actually not fine.
Yeah, EMP Tornado.
Into Remnant, gotta miss.
And there's the catch onto Mirana. Yet again a trade. 3-2. And Supreme, he did TP top. The puck looking for something. But Viper, old 8, has just been making the same move over and over again. He just drags this wave, farms it up under the creep camp. Nothing really bothering him.
Sven going for the standard build, which I really like no shenanigans, no Hand of Midas, just Racer straight into Mask of Madness, just
Radiant's
finishes
top
it,
tower
and the
is
3
under
points in
attack.
cleave, falls back to the jungle, 2 deep wards, good scout movement from Sven, and if they want to play aggressive,
Dire's
Mirana
top
is
tower
high
is
level,
under attack.
level 5.5 at this point, so can see some rotations with the Moonlight Shadow combined with the puck.
Spectre stacking camps for herself. Nice big large camp there with a blade mail to clear through it. Still with a Dream Coil from Supreme and a double damage rune, focusing FN, but that arrow sliding straight past Immersion and FN with Supreme in a bit of trouble. The Tornado connecting. The Invoker's still alive and Sven's here, waiting on the high ground. Slams into Milan and Supreme has an aggressive move forward. That fairy far from Rana doesn't save her. Numbers brought into the mid lane and Live to Win, punishing the over-eagerness for the puck to make action happen.
So limited on the damage. Omni Knight is
Dire's top tower
level
is
3.
under attack.
Spectre does not have a
Dire's
haunt, so she
structures
can't
are
join a
fortified.
fight. Puck, 3 points in Orb, 3 points in Rift. I think they need 33 to actually have enough. They
Radiant's
need to
bottom
bring the
tower
numbers.
is under
Their
attack.
damage is very limited.
Yeah, and it is a level 6. 33 Void Spirit with Astral Steps. Looks like he wants to continue pressuring the tier 1 there and maybe force Live to Win to come and defend it.
Radiant's bottom
One can
tower
only
is
dream
under
that
attack.
we're gonna see Dream Coil on
Dire's
Dream.
top tower has fallen.
I
How many-
guess
how many-
I think
How many dollars is it?
it's $3
Radiant's courier
Dream
has been
Coil.
killed.
$3 Dream Coil. Well, Seneko losing his courier. No boots on him just yet. A couple of hundred gold away from it for that ancient apparition. And a big wave being dragged across. And Milan gets tagged up by the Viper Strike and yeah, just stands his ground. No leaves. 17 one charges isn't going to find it either. They do force Live to Win bottom though, and this is all space for
Radiant's
Spectre.
middle tower is under attack.
It is Live to Win's game to lose, because they're having a really good time. Like, yeah, 1k gold lead, but like, look at the timings. Viper just finished his Road of Atos, so Spectre will have a really rough time just joining into fights. Sven also having a really good time in the jungle. Invoker going for Orchid against the Puck, against the Omni Knight.
That's going to be huge. Like, Orchid's going to be here when Sven finishes off Echo Saber. We're going to have a real massive power spike there for their 3 cores, like that Atos you mentioned. With all the catch and kill capabilities that Live to Win have.
Scanning.
And how's Tiny doing? 500 gold saved up. He's got tranquils, little bits of bobs, a few items here and there, but money saved up towards Blink is the most important thing. It's a nice safe area for Sven to farm up top and then back into his triangle too, while the rest of his squad defend the bottom tier 1 and move towards where Spectre has been for the last couple of minutes. A bit of sad timing for Live to Win though, because Skitter has just cleared the camps. It looks good because the next minute is about to come, and you'd expect the new freshly spawned camps are going to be farmed, but Skitter's already out of there.
Marana smoked. Now she'll pop a Moonlight Shadow. Didn't find anything out of that smoke. Double damage.
And the coil with the arrow invoker gets caught and picked up. There's the Horde coming in, but Live to Win, they're able to stand and fight here. The trouble is, the Spectre bailed away and they couldn't find the real one. The illusions die, and Seneko, a second casualty of war here as Mudgolems go charging forward with Supreme's puck. And now a nice little remnant from 3-3, finding Tiny all day. He's going to get dived at the tower, isn't he? There's so many Mudgolems here, they're just going in, 5 men strong. The buyback from Tiny, forced down now as Immersion wants to come to the fight. Sven's coming through, but what can he do? 2-man Stormhammer, Toss is there, but Supreme with a double down through. He's slaying this Tiny. Blink Dagger, be damned, you're never going to get in this game. A triple kill for Supreme, a tier 1 for Mudgolems coming shortly after. And Live to Win. My goodness.
Ruined his game. Like, he's not going to have a game. He needs 2,000 gold instead of like 33. Yeah, that's a good kill.
They'll get him eventually. Picked off by FN in the end. And they don't get the tier 1 mid. The glyph actually extending the livelihood of that tower.
That was a sick rotation, like the first one with the Moonlight Shadow. They pick up a double damage on puck, which kind of made the difference. And the buyback from Tiny. He just bought something. I think he bought a Wind Blaze. In this
he did.
scenario, he's like, I'm not getting a Blink Dagger. I just need to be, have more move speed. He's also level 6. I think they needed Sven to be there a bit earlier, but Sven did not have God Strength, so he's like, I'm not deeping.
I'm not coming in for this crap. I've not got my item yet. That's probably what Live to Win are thinking, like, why are we fighting? We're waiting for the Orchid, we're waiting for the Echo Saber. That's when we really are at quite a nice bit of strength. As they find the puck, phase shift into the EMP, the Yule Scepter comes. So the E-Blade, it's delayed on the puck, but look, it's queued up now. Avalanche there onto Milan, but they've got a Dream Call on Tiny. And Immersion just really struggling to do anything this game. They've Orchid stopped the Omni Knight, but Live to Win have just got to turn tail and run.
I like it. Immersion, he's investing. Before he died, spent the gold on smoke. You know, he can resell that smoke. Just kidding. But somehow he needs a Blink Dagger. I've seen Tinies, having a rough time. They don't get early kills. Like Tiny was a top tier pick 3-4 months ago, and the team just realized how to play against him. Don't feed him away early kills. Bottom lane, Void Spirit.
Yeah. Not going to be found though. That Moonlight Shadow gives him safety. Man, you got me thinking. Do you remember 6 years ago or so, there were Earthshaker players who would buy like TP scrolls and then sell them.
Yeah.
But there was one that like won an important game. I think it was Next KZ, but I can't remember his damn name. But those were the good old times.
Oh, I'll try to remember his name. Was it Stallcat? Was he the one playing the Earthshaker?
May have been. Such a long time ago now. Well, I just very clearly remember in my head, he's like bottom lane. He gets a 5-man Echo Saber because he sold like 25 TPs that he'd been buying for like 7 minutes.
That team is actually legit. Like they could win against anyone.
It was something.
I don't think any of the players are still active.
It was like Mantis, Starcat, whoever else. That was great. Rod of Atos dodged again. 3-3, really quick on that finger with Dissimulate.
And because Void Spirit is playing with Marana, you want to have a longer duration Remnant, so he just maxes it out. On the opposite of the previous game, where Resonant Pulse had much more value, because he was playing into Phantom Lancer.
Arrow mid. Catching Seneko. That Cold Feet gonna get stopped by the face shift, but then comes the Sven. With God Strength double tap, down goes Marana. They've also got a good Viper Strike there, but Supreme dodges the Avalanche with the Waiting Rift, and they heals from Fata. And then it all stops. 1 kill for 1 kill.
Middle tower has
Denied tower in the mid lane.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Very short burst of aggression as both teams kind of itching and desperate to open this map up for themselves, but Live to Win have a slight... I was going to say they've got a slight advantage here. Skitter walks back up the high ground. Dagger's down. The Tornado it actually makes him dodge the Rod of Atos. Blade Melt's popped now, but it's already fallen.
Dire's middle tower.
That's
is
so
under
costly.
attack.
Like, he went back to farm a different
They catch Sven.
Eagle.
They jump on the Dream, Yules up onto the Invoker. Now Ice Blast flies straight over their heads.
Middle tower.
Live to win, still 5 heroes here, but Mudgolems hold the high ground. Yeah, it's going to shatter. The heal at the last second, and they drag AA back up onto the high ground with the Remnant.
Radiant's
That was pretty
bottom
cute.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, that was the last tick before he used the heal on Omni-Knight. Was very close to dying. Skitter, that has to feel bad. He was about to leave that area, and suddenly, like, I should stack the Ancient. I think that was his thought.
One more stack. Well, he'll get back there now and farm. At least an Ancient camp. Still under a Radiant Observer Ward for now, though. And Mudgolems planting themselves in that top left corner of the map. Kind of on the tier 1 tower there. Hunting for someone or anyone. What's FN up to next? BKB for the Invoker after Orchid. I think Sven's heading into a BKB of his own,
Radiant's
already with the
top
axe and
tower is
the
under
recipe.
attack.
I think once
Radiant
Sven gets a
structures are
BKB,
fortified.
it becomes very hard for Mudgolems to take a fight. They have no abilities that go through magic immunity, and that's why Invoker is also getting one. Viper, I believe he just bought out full boots of
Radiant's top
travel.
tower is under
Where's
attack.
his courier at? Yeah, that's boots of travel. Going
Radiant's
into
top tower
pipe.
is full.
Alright, so Afterlife having a much better game than in the previous one.
Radiant's
it's
top tower is under
Harder
attack.
to have, you know, a worse game than the previous.
Yeah, instead of bottom 2, he's top 4 of net
It's
worth.
not about his performance that much, because, you know, someone has to struggle,
Dire's bottom
and
tower is under attack.
the whole team was pretty much not doing great. And you as a Slaughter cannot leave the base because you're playing against the 2 spirits.
Yeah, it's like not the direct consequences of his actions, but
Yes.
it's the draft and the whole team, the dynamic of the game.
Dire's
Bottom 2 net worth on that
tower is
Slaughter
under
didn't feel
attack.
particularly nice. All Day is actually going to come out and show himself on that top wave. Hides away in the trees, but 3-3 is hunting for him. Spam pinging, missing out on the Remnant just barely, but he does catch a glimpse of All Day. And they're going to haunt for him as well. Is Skitter coming? He will. Jaunts to the haunt. Ice Blast is flying over the hills and far away, but they've got the arrow and Milan's final touch to secure it. The rest of Live to Win. They get pinged out by the Dara Observer Board. They know that Invoker, Tiny, and the AA are all here. They Moonlight Shadow, move forward.
Radiant's
Seneko
bottom
Smoke.
tower is under
And just
attack.
used his ulti on a mid lane, will beat down that tower.
Dire's middle
BKB
tower
is
has
available.
fallen.
And FN under a sentry wall, you will scepter up. They're going to find the catch with the Remnant and Arrow. FN just being blown up here, obliterated as the Avalanche and the toss. Trying to buy a bit of time and Sven the back lines, but that's a Guardian Angel. You can't defeat Supreme's Puck, he's too tanky. Survives through it all, goes scepter to boot, and now the move forward, finding Emergent, blowing him up with 3-3, but the cold feet's going to hit him, snaps and holds him in place. Mudgolems bringing the Spectre in, but not really wanting to continue fighting, so they just leave Fata there to be killed off in a double kill for Sven.
This Sven's Stormhammer with the Dispel mechanic is gonna be problematic for Mudgolems against the Guardian Angel. You have Puck with the Yule Scepter, Ghost Scepter, any kind of Scepter, you're gonna Dispel it. Also there's Void Spirit with one Yule's, Mirana building one.
Has Yule's become like the new Force Staff?
Yeah, Yule's is just a great item, you know, mana regen,
TP cancel.
setup, save, DP cancel, you name it.
It's so good. Especially on this Mirana. But we are now staring down the barrel of Sven BKB you mentioned. Invoker's delayed pretty significantly now though. Still a good distance away from it.
Spectre is farming nicely, but Sven is still the biggest boss in this game. Now going back to that Aghanim Scepter, so you can snap the coil without getting stunned. Literally Superman.
And diving straight in.
Dire are scanning.
Oh, Afterlife is going to show his face on that bot wave and pay for it dearly. Did the creep see him? He's going to Nether Toxin and definitely be
Dire's
spotted.
He will,
is under
like, for
attack.
sure.
There's another
Go
Toxin.
back.
They're pinging out. They
Pinged
Dire
out.
structures
it's there, but
are fortified.
it seems like they want to clear out the mid wave and move up towards top instead.
Fortified.
Dream, the
Dire's
Sven,
top tower
and
is
FN's
under
Invoker.
attack.
Backed up by Seneko and Immersion as Milan moves in with a Yule Scepter onto the creep. Nice setup there. The arrow still hits onto the Sven as Old ATPs to
That was the play.
Catapult, which is about to die, and the jump in. Dream called there. Dream's in trouble. Didn't get his BKB off. Now finally it'll come, but the Hawk arriving from Skitter. Stabbing into the back lines, but not finding a target to stay on. Who's the catch? Trying to take down Dream. It's BKB and a TP home. Barely. Making it out of there. And Seneko. Oh, Yule's cancel on his TP, so a sacrifice. As Live to win. Trying to retreat, but the time's also been picked off with a Remnant catching him. Tossed back. Not really going to work out. They've also found the Viper. Rod of
Yule
Athos.
Scepter's working magic.
Yeah, it held Supreme in place for a second, but this Yule's on the puck with an E-blade blowing up into this old Afterlife Viper. The arrow again from Milan. Hold him in place. 3 kills in quick succession. Opens up Roshan now, potentially for Mudgolems.
I think Sven should have died. Like, he was very low. Omni Knight had Purification, 1 Astral Step, and the Simulate were ready. They were just afraid that they're gonna turn the whole fight around if he gets a BKB off. But he should have died there. AA Blast, connecting on 5 people. Not too bad, at least for the post-game stats.
Amping up Seneco's damage, yeah? Oh, Supreme. Careful, hey? Waning Rift. Back down to the low ground.
Arrow.
Remnant into arrow. Not
Slow.
Not comboing it up perfectly that time. Sven just back into the jungle, but they've stopped the Roshan being taken by Mudgolems.
Dire's bottom tower is under
A long
attack.
line drawn in that bottom lane. Try and stop the push into that tier 1. Keep the bottom jungle open as much as you can for Skitter to keep farming the triangle. It never feels good buying BKB on Spectre, but something Skitter needs to do, right?
Yeah, we're playing into Viper, Invoker. You gotta... it's not so much about, you know, Invoker. It's about the break mechanic where 2 of your abilities become useless.
And Roshan with Aegis going to the Sven. That's going to put him in a great spot here. God's Strength is wearing out in about 10 seconds, though. Might be an opportunity for Mudgolems to think that they're stronger.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're sticking around mid, though. Not going to be following Live to Win up towards the top lane, which is a pretty
Dire's
simple
top
tier
tower
2
is
clear
under
up for them.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And the big Seneko ping saying, let's go high ground, boys.
Radiant's bottom
Now
tower
Sven's ready.
is under
Agnes is on the
attack.
courier coming out to him right now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Spectre with a TP back home.
Needs to be careful. There's like 1 Astral Step into Yule Scepter. Someone will need to block the arrow.
Radiant's bottom tower
Immersion starts with that avalanche blink in. Dream's there and skidded down to half HP. The Ice Blast picks him off and he's gone. 3-3 got all caught up in the tornado, and yeah, it's a decent coil, but the damage is now lacking with your Spectre gone. Supreme takes down Seneko. Stormhammer there, catching 3-3, but the Guardian Angel. Fata keeping his squad alive. Supreme needs to keep the magic damage flowing, but this EMP is going to cause problems. It does burn through Fata and Supreme's mana pools, and the Stormhammer just keeps landing. Dream's
need
first
to get
life
this,
not
man.
even taken. Still holding the Aegis, and they've lost 3 heroes so quickly.
Dire's
If they
top tower
got
is
that
under
kill and
attack.
Sven took the Aegis off, I'd still say it was worth it for Mudgolems, because they killed Tiny. AA used the buyback. Not sure why AA used the buyback there, because he had no blast, and the towers. Spectre needs to be more careful. Just 1,000 gold away from that BKB, and this fight, all of these kills, got Sven closer to his level 20. So with -5 extra seconds on the Stormhammer, like, it's a pretty big deal. Like, the dispel mechanic, it's not so much about, you know, damage, it's about having dispel on lower cooldown.
The prize is mine.
Yeah, keep dispelling all this nasty stuff. A DD rune up at top. Oh, this is great for Dream.
Double damage.
Where are they going to head into? Dire triangle. Bottom lane, tier 1, tier 2. Warcry popped. Milan showing in that mid lane. Not for long, though, as he's very quickly dispatched with. And now it's down to Mudgolems, who are desperately trying to get out onto the side lanes and keep split pushing away. But the high ground shove, the DD rune is still there. God Strength is ready. Aegis in hand for another 2 minutes. I don't see why not. Live to win can just go for tier 3.
High ground's being pinged out. Look at this damage, 500 without God Strength. That's almost 900 damage. Everything gets dispelled by the old scepter.
And they've got 3-3. He's being blown up. Trying to dissimulate away.
Blast.
Ice Blast flying, but 3-3's dodging.
Dodge.
He's not going to get clipped by it.
Close one.
He's fine. Back in Fountain, but your tier 3 is not fine. They've got to glyph it up. Yours from Supreme and holding the Dream Coil. Still another minute and a half on the Aegis, and they've got to toss back. Snap the coil, the tower hit's not enough, and a bit of lifesteal there from Sven.
E-Blade.
Keeps him alive until the E-Blade claims that first life. Now the Spectre. Trying to catch up to this Sven, and Dream, he's been left alone. The rest of his team said, okay, Sven, bye.
See ya. He didn't even get the tier 3 tower, didn't get the BKB off. Perfectly timed arrow by Mirana, and now they're chasing.
Not going to find anyone, are they? Are they? Old A. Is that nether toxin worth it? Milan with the arrow. Ooh, not going to find it. TP from Viper, but he's been found out here with the Yule Scepter up. They will get the catch.
Yule Scepter him to death.
Another one. And another one. Come on, give him the Cyclones. 3-3. Viper struck, but Skitter's here, ready to battle, and an arrow secures the kill onto the Viper.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Can they force a buyback from Sven, do you think?
No, there's no way he's buying back there. 20 seconds. Glyph.
He's bought something now as well. Chrysalis. Picks up
Glyph
an...
cooldown. But still, like, there's no way he's buying back there. Not of value.
Yeah, they can't
Okay,
go high
Void
ground.
Spirit getting a Force Staff. So, like, I see the way they want to itemize. Yule Scepter's not that great against them because he can get dispelled. But with the Solar Crest by Void Spirit now getting a Force Staff where they can just control people. Sven's keeping in. Mirana still has the arrow. It's gonna
Oh my god, the disjoints and the dodges. Dipping, ducking, dodging, diving everywhere.
This is the arrow that could have made the difference. Like, that would definitely go in.
I mean, he has no buyback. That could have, maybe not ended the game, but it could have been a door slammed in the face of Live to Win.
Even Fada has a Blink Dagger, so his positioning is gonna be very good. Doesn't need to, stand so close.
Spectre's hunting here. Moonlight Shadow from Mudgolems. 3-3. He sees the Sven. That's a big target. He desperately wants it. Gets the perfect remnant onto the Sven. He's going to try and turn a fire with his BKB and his God Strength. Now Skitter turning and running. The BKB from the Spectre and the Blade Mail there as they do backstab onto the Tiny with an arrow. But a disjointed fight now as Mudgolems look to retreat. They want to reset on the high ground, but Tiny jumps in. Tosses 3-3 back into the Viper now and dissimulate. Buys more time and a great tornado. One to the three of them with an EMP and the clumsy net. Sven clears through. That poor Void Spirit. Where's the puck? Puck? Oh, found by the toss of the Tiny. Silenced. Forces a Yules. Has an orb and a shift. But there's another run of Atos. Oh, can we get away here? Supreme jaunts to the orb. Wing Rift as well. Turns with the E-Blade and another urn charge. Might kill a Tiny with a toss forward. Dodged again by the phase shift. Can jaunt to this next orb. Dodges away from the Ice Blast. Still going to die though as the Nether Toxin drops. The Tornado dodged again. But in comes the Avalanche. That's it. The Supreme's done.
If he waited there just half a second before the phase shift, like, I don't think he knew who was flying, so he was afraid and didn't use the phase shift instantly. If he just waited to use the orb and then phase shift, he would be out. But yeah, that could have been different. Also, if Mirana was closer to use Arrow and Sven, because she was not in vicinity. Now they want to go in again. Moonlight Shadow on cooldown, 20 seconds. The way they initiate a fight is Void Spirit using spider legs, scouting things out.
Dire's middle tower
Find the
is under
Sven.
attack.
Spectre spotted. Tiny jumping. Ooh.
I mix my magics.
Spicy pause. Skitter has no dagger, but does have Haunt, BKB, and TP in 2 seconds.
So what they can do right now, somehow they manage to get the vision on Dream to initiate on him, and the Spectre will have a haunt ready, so like just one arrow when they're trying to make a move on Spectre. Where's Mirana at?
I mean,
she's in base. They don't know.
Too far.
I think they just want to bail the...
Like, they see Dream with that Dire Observer ward, but they're trying to go on him. Pretty difficult. Especially with Puck dead for another 20 seconds. Do you think Skitter's all right here? Like, Blink has been spent by Tiny already. You'll have Dagger to get into the trees. Worst case scenario, you waste a BKB charge, I guess.
Immersion already blinked.
Yeah.
I think he's just gonna wait to see how things are gonna go. I don't think you'd BKB straight away. Okay, so he waits, Dagger.
BKB TP.
If that stun did not connect, he would just try to get away with no BKB usage.
It was interesting that he knew where the Sven was, but still afraid of Dream being able to catch up. And Puck now alive again. Means Mudgolems can start spreading the map. Play that wide style with the boots of travel on Puck, so mid lane and top lane both being shoved. Because the next Roshan of vital importance for both teams, because this game hangs in the balance right now. It is dead even, and you are a Sven lineup with a Viper up against a Spectre lineup with this Puck and Void Spirit bringing so much magic damage to the table.
Yeah, they somehow Mudgolems need to get the good initiation on Sven, something they did with the Yule Scepters into arrow combination before he can get a BKB, or if he uses a BKB, they need to try to reset and then engage into a team fight, maybe waiting for one buyback, you know, on the hero that Sven goes on. That sounds kind of a like plan, because they have no abilities that go through magic immunity. Arrows scouting them out.
Also spotting Roshan as both teams know he's up. Lift to win holding high ground, and this Moonlight Shadow. Oh, it's just a smoke actually, not a Moonlight Shadow. Trying to find themselves an opening. Oh, but they saw the Spectre mid. Live to win are trying to find Skitter. But he's hiding in the base by his tier 3. Now we're going to have a bit of a weird clash, as the Dire side have the Radiant high ground, and the Radiant team have the Dire high ground around Roshan. Smoke breaks, Mirana's there, Stormhammer comes, but a blink dodge, Milan. Beautiful reactions, gets himself out. Now, the chase is on towards the Sven, the arrow slides straight on by. There's that Ether Remnant nearly set up for a kill on the AA. Clumsy net dodged by the Omni Knight, everyone's just blinking away. Tiny tosses a Christmas tree for a bit of good luck and cheer into towards the Happy New Year for...
Yep. 33 is not getting the Christmas present.
Haunt. With the E-Blade, the Dream Coil comes. Seneco's being focused down. The damage, though, is huge. Fast and Seneco both die and buy back. The trade on the position 5, 1 for 1. Now Skitter trying to run. BKB already spent on this Spectre as they are kiting the Sven, trying to waste the God Strength as best they can. Puck, waning Rift and dodge away after the phase shift. And now we're back into a 5 versus 5 with no Haunt, no God Strength, no BKBs.
I think for Mudgolems, it's time to take this fight. Like, you need to invest more. No BKB, no God Strength and Sven. It's running out in a couple of seconds.
He wants to get some use out of it, but a good move out by Supreme as the toss does nothing. Milan has already escaped away from danger and looking for the Yule's arrow, finding immersion. The Tiny gets caught. We need to find out who's got buybacks here, because these fights are just poking and prodding, but they make the jump. They commit in now, Sven turns, but there's the Guardian Angel keeping 3-3 alive. Emerging gets one more spell off, and he's got to buy back, because he just died. And Supreme's Puck in the midst of it all. Well, it's faster to die back there from the Omni Knight. 3-3, spider legsing away through the pit as a Stormhammer flies onto Skitter. Again, with the...
Not enough.
Yours, but no arrow, you're right. And the BKB from Sven allows him to Stormhammer, but another jump. Disjoint out, Skitter BKB TPs. Roshan now open for Lift to win as Mudgolems, they are down 2 heroes.
If you remove the number, what's the difference in net worth? You'd probably say, like, Live to win is 10k gold ahead, because Mudgolems, they cannot take the fight. What they can do is poke, see what happens, you know, get some chip damage. How many blink daggers do they have? One on Omni Knight. and one on Mirana. So this is the way you also itemize against Sven. We see it, you know, Sven goes in, you use that blank dagger. That's how you dodge it. Fuck with the phase shift, can dodge the simulate.
Oh, Milan. He was trying to go for a steal or something there. Stormhammer dispelling the Yules though.
Is under attack.
And Roshan hands over his goodies.
Yeah, I think in the next patch, like whenever you use a Stormhammer, it should also dispel Sven. So if you have like a Gale from Venomancer, kind of a something that you do not want to have, it should also dispel you. That seems really balanced.
Yeah. You just combine Rage with Battle Trance and Stormhammer, put it all into one spell. Sounds super good. Why the hell not? We'll live to win. Back in the driving seat. This Viper, 2000 HP and incredibly tanky. Just not someone that you can go on.
Once the patch comes out, like in the Reddit thread, the first comment will be about Sven. This is my prediction. It's gonna have the most upvotes. So Sven with that cheese and Aegis getting closer to level 25. It's becoming harder and harder for Mudgolems to take these fights. They can kite against Sven, but still, at the end of the day, Sven's still not afraid of anyone on the Mudgolems.
Yeah, they're really not. But you know that Reddit comment, it's not going to be anything intelligent. It's not going to be a paragraph of analysis. It's just going to be Sven, XD. And that's it.
Yeah. Could be, yeah.
500 upvotes. High ground time again for Seneko and the boys. They've tried several times, like mid-tier 1 is on 171 HP. Top tier 1 about half HP. Let's see if they can finish one of these tier 3s. Dream. Clipped by the E-Blade as Emergent makes the jump in with the Avalanche toss. They side the bites, catching Supreme, but he has the Heavenly Grace and the Lotus Orb now. They bounce straight back in. Finding Fata, and they know he has no buyback, so Omni Knight dead for 40 seconds. Mudgolems left without their position 5. Forced to glyph up the tier 3. Skitter
Also,
Spectre doesn't want to join in.
Yeah, I mean, Spectre's farming on a different side of the map, but they're still, like, not pressuring the tower, afraid to show on the lane. There's this arm, and Hero will not connect.
Unfortunate. Now the Haunt trying to get back into this fight, but 3-3's blown up with no buyback on him, and Skitter just haunts and runs. FN's thrown the tornado. Dream is still frontlining here. Into Invis with his Silver Edge. They see Skitter, and Supreme is just lost. Buyback available on the puck, but this Alacrity Sven Yules into what? No arrow ready for Milan. Live to Win are just going to slowly but surely break this one down. Arrow not even connecting all day. Supreme wants back in again. Dream still has that Aegis, of course. Don't forget about that. While FN's holding cheese. Bringing down one hero is difficult enough. Never mind. 3. Disarm. E-Blade. Dream. Still running forward. Yules on Yules action again with the arrow finally connecting this time. He's got BKB. He's got Aegis. Mask of Madness. Doesn't give a damn about your Yule Scepters.
Big play from Skitter. Like Sven was trying to run away. He uses Spectral Dagger, gets in front of him, and then Havoc Hammer to force him back into his own base, which kind of prolonged the fight. Nothing happened, but still something that you can do with the Havoc Hammer. It's getting much tougher for Mudgolems to take these fights. Also, I think Spectre needs Abyssal Blade instead of that Butterfly. They need to have a jump. There's 2 BKBs on Live to Win, so you also need something that really threatens the Sven. Now he got level 25, extra 50% on God Strength.
Allies disappear.
Maybe with this Moonlight Shadow. Live to Win are all grouping up together though, and FN leading the charge, scouting up the high ground. They do spot them under the Sentry Ward. Immediate run of Atos with a 2-man coil. Puck makes the jump in. Old Age too tanky to focus down, and the cheese is there from Invoker. They can't actually kill anybody. Sven's arrived now. 2-man Stormhammer with a God Strength, and he's just blowing them up. Omni's gone and Skitter half HP. Where's the catch? Where's the jump? Immersion wants to try and make that move. Avalanche toss coming. The Stormhammer there, thanks to the vision from Tiny, and Spectre down for a minute and a half. Live to Win.
It's looking rough. They cannot fight Sven. He didn't even pop a BKB in that fight. Now with the Silver Edge, Hex, lead it, 2000 critical strike.
Does have buyback on Milan, but at this point, I just don't see it mattering. 3-3 is elsewhere. Going on a walkabout. Viper. Okay, you're gonna play with him, are you? Puck's here as well. E-Blade, half HP Viper, but the rest will live to win. They are coming in and they are angry, swarming like bees around old Afterlife to save the Queen. And Supreme down to the low ground with a nice little rift and orb and shift. And away we go. But in your base, meanwhile,
in the base, Dream with the alacrity, just beating your Raxes. There's still one
Supreme's dead.
tier 3 tower, one set of Raxes on top. No Puck, he bought back in the previous fight. No damage.
Absolutely nothing. Mudgolems gonna lose every single building in their base at this rate. Spectre alive in 15 seconds. Moonlight Shadow. But Sven is just too big. The brawny boy up on the front lines. Down to about half HP, so maybe a little bit scared now. You'll see after
Tiny just blinking in front.
with the horn. Dream's half HP. They can't focus him down. Spectre's now hexed up. Gets out of it immediately, and the Guardian Angel, the Heavenly Grace, skin of BKBs and tries to face up against Dream. That disarm though, the AoE arrow, that radial deafening blast, and they do actually connect. Yeah, Dream stunned up, but he turns again. Oh my god, he killed himself! The Dispersion and the Blade Mail annihilate the Sven, and it looks like Mudgolem's still fighting on it, but that break from Old A, the Nether Toxin, clears through Spectre, who's forced to buy back, and Milan has a Desolator now on this Mirana. Sold the Yule Scepter. Old A's going to TP out of there, while Fata with 3-3 chasing FN. They're going to find the Invoker. Can't Ghost Walk, he can Tornado and maybe try and run, but they've got his number. Chasing him down, they got the job done.
Someone needs to address the issue in the base. They have Mega Creeps, Super Siege Creeps that deal a ton of damage. You mentioned Mirana. She bought Desolator, sold the Yule Scepter, and I think what they wanted to do is, like, if we get a good fight, run down the mid lane, because I don't think we will get more chances. Our buybacks are on cooldown.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They have no buybacks. That's the big issue. None, zero, nada.
And it's still going to be difficult for them to even kill a tier 3. Okay, 3-3, where are you going? Deep into the enemy base, getting away from the cold feet. 3-3 with an arcane rune. He's trying to toy with them, get anything he can. It's desperation central for Mudgolems right now. Skitter with that Havoc Hammer trying to clear out creep waves in front of the tier 3 tower as well. Omni and Puck are clearing out the waves in their own base, but the Tiny TPing in, aggressive move with a blink, toss back, Spectre caught up, has to BKB and TP. They don't have the physical damage to kill her off, so she does get back to Fountain.
I think they know.
3-3. Oh, Storm Hammer. Just tries to blow the TP, but Roshan's alive in like 5 seconds. DD spawn bottom lane. Mega Creeps are in the Dire base. Mudgolems, it's a good opportunity to see if you can, try and come back. That's a good testing ground.
Spectre will hit level 25, just needs 1 or 2 CS, so extra 5% of dispersion. Could make a difference, but still, you're playing into Mega Creeps. There's gonna be Cheese, Aegis, and Refresher. Yep. It's do or die. They're smoking in. Roche will drop before they're gonna be able to get close.
Are you sure about that? Because Milan is very sneakily, he didn't. Dream is holding God's strength. The Rotobatal's there. 3-3 tornadoed up. The arrow's flying through. Sven BKBs gets the Aegis and the Cheese. And Old A focusing in on to 3-3. The button strike bounces back with a 3-man coil. Puck, a good initiation. They dodge the Storm Hammer on the face ship with an E-blade forward. They know that Dream doesn't have BKB. The God strength is starting to wear off. Milan in the midst of it all. Kills off FN. Buys back. And they've lost 3 heroes. The buyback from 3-3 will come, but Skitter has to run away. Even with the DD rune on the spec, they cannot make the retreat. Spectre's down, 2 minutes gone, and GG's called.
Yeah, this one, I believe it's on the draft, like the execution of what they had was
Radiant
okay. Like you're still playing into Sven. Like they try to kite with the ult scepter, the E-blade, blink daggers, but eventually you're gonna have to take a fight, and once you do, like Sven just takes over. Also, these were 3 Roshans for Live to Win, and Sven, you know, still powerful. No weird item decision making.